History is full of moments that seem impossible until you realize they actually happened. Coincidences that go beyond belief. While many people insist there's no such thing as fate, history itself offers jaw-dropping examples that defy logic. Some of these events are so improbable, it's hard to believe they actually happened. But they did, and they've been recorded for us all to witness, reminding us that the world is far stranger than we often think. In 1903, a man named Will West arrived at Leavenworth Prison in Kansas. As part of routine processing, guards compared his details to prison records. Then came the shock. Will West was already in the system. Same name, same face, even the same body measurements. But there was a problem. He had never been there before. At the time, prisons relied on Bertillon measurements, a system that recorded a person's height, arm length, and facial features to confirm identity. It had worked for years, until now. The records actually belonged to another inmate, William West. When the two men were brought together, the resemblance was uncanny, nearly identical. This case exposed flaws in old methods, pushing US prisons to adopt fingerprinting as a more reliable method. James Dean's silver Porsche 550 Spider wasn't just a car, it had a name, Little Bastard. And after Dean's death, it became the center of one of Hollywood's strangest legends. A week before the crash, Dean showed the car to actor Alec Guinness. Guinness later claimed he had a strange feeling and warned him, "If you get in that car, you'll be dead within a week." On the 30th of September, 1955, Dean was driving to a race in Salinas, California. He never made it. A Ford Tudor turned across his lane near a town called Cholame. Dean's car struck it head-on. He died almost instantly. He was just 24. But the tragedy didn't end there. The wreck was bought by George Barris, a well-known celebrity car customizer. He claimed the car was cursed, and soon the stories began. A fellow racer, William Esherick, bought the engine and fitted it into his Lotus 9. He later crashed severely during a race. Another driver, Dr. Troy McHenry, used parts from the same Porsche in his own car. He lost control during a race in Pomona and slammed into a tree. He died on impact. Meanwhile, what was left of Little Bastard was kept in a lockup. One night it caught fire. Strangely, the flames damaged only the Porsche and nothing around it. Later, while being transported to a safety exhibit, the wreck reportedly slipped from its trailer. The driver was injured. The car was displayed a few more times, until 1960. That year, Barris claimed it was being shipped from Miami to Los Angeles. But when the train arrived, the car was gone. No theft report, no trace, just vanished. Some believe it was stolen. Others think Barris fabricated the story to build the legend. Or maybe he quietly sold the parts off piece by piece. Whatever the truth, Little Bastard disappeared. Just like the man who once drove it. Was it all just coincidence, or a carefully crafted mix of myth, conspiracy, and publicity? In 1817, Mary Ashford spent the evening at a dance in Erdington, England. The next morning, she was found murdered in a water-filled pit. A man named Abraham Thornton was arrested, but due to lack of evidence, he walked free. In 1974, Barbara Forrest also spent the night at a dance in Erdington. The next morning, she was found murdered in Pipe Hayes Park. A man named Michael Thornton was arrested. But just like before, the case fell apart, and the eerie connections didn't stop there. Both women shared the same birthday. Both were 20 years old when they died. Both were last seen alive on May 27th, and both cases remain unsolved. Was this just a terrifying coincidence, or was history forced to repeat itself? Roy Sullivan, a park ranger in Virginia, wasn't just a man. He was a walking lightning rod. Between 1942 and 1977, he was struck by lightning 7 times, earning a Guinness World Record. Each strike left its mark. The first hit in 1942, while he was in a fire lookout tower, his leg caught fire and his shoe was blown off. In 1969, lightning struck his truck, knocking him unconscious and scorching his eyebrows. Then in 1970, a bolt hit him in his front yard, leaving his left shoulder badly burned. By 1972, the storm didn't even wait for him to step outside. Lightning struck him inside a ranger station, setting his hair on fire. The following year, while on patrol, he was hit again. In 1976, another strike injured his ankle, and in 1977, while fishing, lightning hit him for the 7th time, burning his chest and stomach. The odds are 1 in 100 quintillion. After surviving all this, Roy believed he was cursed. He even started carrying a bucket of water just in case his hair caught fire again. Was it a curse, or did lightning have personal issues with him? Some believe in second chances, but what if those second chances come in the form of another life? In 1957, sisters Joanna and Jacqueline Pollock were killed in a tragic car accident. Their parents were devastated. But a year later, something unbelievable happened. Doctors had told Florence Pollock she couldn't have more children. Yet in 1958, she gave birth to twins, Gillian and Jennifer. And Jennifer, she had the same birthmarks as Jacqueline. As they grew, the strangeness only deepened. The twins recognized their late sister's toys without ever having seen them. They described landmarks from their old town, a place they'd never lived in. Their mannerisms, their fears, even their handwriting were eerily identical to Joanna and Jacqueline. Dr. Ian Stevenson, a researcher of past life memories, called it one of the strongest reincarnation cases ever recorded. But skeptics argue it was parental influence, subconscious suggestion, or just a chilling coincidence. Were these twins proof of life after death, or just a case of history playing tricks? A centuries-old warning and a chilling chain of events. In June 1941, Soviet archaeologists, led by Mikhail, unearthed the tomb of Tamerlane, a legendary 14th-century conqueror whose campaigns left destruction across Asia and Europe. But locals had long warned, disturb his tomb, and war will follow. 2 days later, on June 22, 1941, Nazi Germany launched Operation Barbarossa, the largest military invasion in history. The Soviet Union was caught off guard, cities burned, millions fell. As losses mounted, whispers of the curse grew louder. Then, in November 1942, Stalin ordered Tamerlane's remains to be reburied with full Islamic rites. Soon after, the tides of war shifted. The Soviets secured a decisive victory at Stalingrad, turning the war against Hitler. A mere coincidence? Or did an ancient warning prove terrifyingly true? And those were just a few of the strangest coincidences ever recorded. Were they truly random? Or is there something deeper at play? Patterns we haven't figured out yet. Either way, they remind us how unpredictable, eerie, and sometimes even poetic reality can be. If you enjoyed this dive into the unexplained, there's plenty more waiting, because you never know. Your next click might lead to the next strange twist.